Ezra, background, just kind of summarizing Pastor John's notes. Let's see. The book bears his name, which means Jehovah helps. This is both Jewish and Christian tradition, attributing the authorship to Ezra. Let's see, Ezra is most likely the author of both Ezra and Nehemiah, which might have originally been one book. Ezra chapter 4 to 6 and 7, parts of them are written in Aramaic. You might be interested to know the Bible is written not just in Greek and Hebrew for scriptures, Old Testament, Greek for New Testament, but some of the Old Testament was also written in Aramaic. Let's see. Ezra was a scribe who had access to many administrative documents found in these books. Very few people would have been allowed access to the royal archives of the Persian Empire, which is why he is most likely the author of this book. He was a strong and godly man who lived in the time of Nehemiah. You can find out more about him in Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 1 to 9. Let's see. He led the second return from Persia, so the completed book was written sometime in the next several decades, 457 to 444 BC. So what's the background? Well, God had brought Israel out of Egypt when they were slaves over there. But God had said if they choose to break their covenant with him, he would allow them to go back into exile. He sent many prophets to warn them, but they rejected God. So therefore, the Israelites were enslaved by the Assyrians and Babylonians. So let's see. Centuries later, God used the Babylonians to sack and nearly depopulate Jerusalem. And God disciplined them with 70 years of captivity. Cyrus, the Persian, overthrew Babylon in 539 BC, and the book of Ezra begins with the decree of Cyrus 1 year later for the Jews to return to Jerusalem. Okay. Some themes found in this book, like a second Exodus, the Jews return from Babylon captivity, the reinstitution of the law, Another prominent theme is the opposition from local Samaritan residents. And some interpretive challenges. If you get Pastor John's study Bible, it's called the Study Bible at your app store, and it's free to download. If you want to get all his notes, it was like $5.99, very cheap. So, just a simple outline in 2 points. The first return under Zerubbabel, chapter 1 to chapter 6, verse 22, and point 2, the second return under Ezra, chapter 7 to chapter 10, verse 44. And there's many subpoints, but I'm not going to read them out loud.